Hello, this is the Brass Love One, Healer Tarot 9 here on YouTube. This is a part 2 of the video I did previously for Miss Sonya Massey, a young lady, 36-year-old mother who lost her life by being murdered by a deputy. She called 911 for help because she heard an intruder outside of her home, and she ended up murdered because that's what happened. Okay, so this is a second half. So with the first half, it looks like this officer was on some type of drug, whatever it might have been, from snorting to pills to whatever it may be. He could have been drinking, whatever it is. It was something in his system. Not something in his system where he didn't know what he was doing, okay? Because he knew exactly everything he done. Because my card said premeditated. So I still feel, unless God brings something out in this storyline here, with my first storyline, it wasn't premeditated that he go and murder her, but it was premeditated that he was going to make some kind of move on Miss Massey, at least at the door. If he didn't in his car, he did when he was at the door. He came up with the idea. Get my drift? Now, body camera, one of them or both of them is on, showing them walking toward the house evidently, but even him stepping in our house. So body cam was there. So I don't know if he told his partner, go around the back and check it out or whatever. I'll go inside. But my thing is, what was the reason for him to go inside her house? If it's an intruder outside of the home, he had no business inside of her house. He shouldn't have been in her house, first of all. That's a red flag right there that need to be looked at. Why was he even in her house? If an intruder is outside, why are you inside? There's no reason he should have been in her house. Period. Period. So he said whatever he said to get in her house, and he got in her house. And she wasn't going to be combative with him, and she let him just come in because he's an officer. But he shouldn't have went in, because if the intruder is outside, there's no reason he should have went inside her home. He could have filled out whatever little paperwork outside or in his car like most of them did. So, by his camera being off, you do not know what occurred because his camera was off. Now, last I heard, the only time their camera should be off is if they talking, some kind of way they talking to a lawyer for something legal or something like that. Other than that, if they on duty, their camera's supposed to be on at all times, because it's for their safety as well as the person that they going out to see. So he wasn't afraid for his safety, evidently, because he had his camera off. Get what I just said? He wasn't afraid for his safety because he had his camera off. You will have your camera on to get every detail. In case something happened, it's going to be recorded, and you can get that person locked down, in trouble. But he had it off. Premeditated. Get what I just said? Because the card said in the storyline it did before this one, premeditated. He had it turned off. He turned it off out of walking up toward her. He turned it off when he went to step in the house, or whenever he turned it off, because he already know he is going to say something out of line and do something out of line. So it's good that his partner came around in time and able to show what his partner's camera showed, because nobody would know what happened to Miss Massey. It would have got swept under the rug that she did something to her own self, or whatever. They might have blamed it on somebody, or whatever it might have been like. Oh, well, she did this to herself, because really, that's making it seem like the person did that to themselves. If somebody gets shot in the head, it looks like they did it to themselves, especially if it's close range. It looked like it's suicide. Get what I'm saying? So what reason is it for you to make something look like it's suicide if you don't know the person, or if you haven't saw the person? What is the reasoning for all of this? I heard on the internet that they gave more than one story. A neighbor might have did it. She did it to herself and all kind of different things. So what is the story? So the story ends up being that she was murdered by a deputy. Shot in her face. And most police shoot people in the chest. Most of them. That's not good either, you know, as far as I'm concerned, but I'm not in charge, so that's what they usually do to kill people. And they shoot people in the head too. I guess those ones that's not SWAT or whoever those people is who be standoff people who be shooting from far range. They do things like that, I guess. But this officer here, what was all this about? Why is he shooting her in her face? For what reason? What did she even do? Really, what did she do to you? Because really, it has to be personal. You got a race problem. So the first reading says you got a race problem. That's true, but what else besides a race problem? You want to make sure she's not alive to tell on you. Tell on you about what? That you was in there flirting, trying to offer her money. That's what my first reading says, and I believe anything the cards say, because God know you. Nobody else know you and know what happened in that room because the camera was off. But God know just what you did. You tried to offer her money, and you didn't want her to talk and tell on you, because she definitely was going to tell on you. So you did whatever threat you did with the card. Don't try me card. Don't try me. With that card there, that's a threat. Don't try me. So we have, this is the second half universe. You know all about it. You know all about it. So far, the first half seems like you try to come on to Miss Massey. Come clean and tell the truth. And stop trying to blame her being killed on herself. Don't try to blame her for her death. You already stole her life from her. Don't try to make it where you tarnish her name and make it look like she did this to herself. And calling her crazy. Because one of my cards says she is confused. Okay, she is confused. She might have been confused at the time. She might have been confused. She might have been. I don't know. She might take medication. I don't know. But I just don't know with that, right? But however it is, she might have had anxiety. Get what I'm saying? Because if you're frightened about whatever's going on outside, you don't know who it is outside. She had some hot water on the stove that I keep hearing about, this pot of hot water. She might have had the pot of hot water on the stove for whoever was going to come in her house. I would do something like that. You want to know the truth about it? I would do something like that. I would put a pot of hot water on just like she did, and you come in that door, you would get it. And that's what I would actually do. Whoever come up in my door that don't supposed to be busting in, they would get that hot water on them. So if she heard somebody outside of her house and she don't know who it is, and they might come in and they are alone, she is going to throw it on them. And there's nothing wrong with that, because they shouldn't be breaking in her house in the first place. So that's probably why she had the hot water on the stove, unless she's cooking. But it's supposed to have been after 1 in the morning, so I just don't know. It could have been for whoever it was, because she might don't own any kind of weapons. So if she went to mess with any hot water, she might have just, if she messed with that pot any kind of way and even picked it up, even threw it at you or anything like that, it's because it was self-defense. Out of fear for her life. So it don't matter who you are, policeman or whoever you are, you don't get the right to abuse somebody and somebody don't defend themselves back. Now there's a lot of them that get away with that, but it's some that is not going to happen like that. So if she was afraid, she's not going to sit there and just be afraid. She's going to defend herself. So maybe if she threw the water at you, it was because she was frightened and afraid of you for whatever reason, because you was threatening her and everything else in there, and you was bigger than her. Or she might have just was taking it off of the stove. We don't know. We wasn't there. Only you know, and you saw. Was it on the fire and she's taking it off the fire? Or did she pick it up like you pick up something like a weapon? Only you know. Or the camera footage will show, but I haven't seen it. I don't want to see it. But I don't want to see it. But the thing is, you shouldn't have murdered Miss Massey. What reasoning do you have behind that? She called for help. You supposed to just talk to her a little bit and went on. Why didn't you just go about your business? Why did you feel it was necessary to go inside of her house and cause problems for her and fuss with her or whatever you did? Because that's what agitated. Any agitation that came from her, you caused it. Any agitation that came from her, you caused it. Because she was calling you for help. And any agitation she got or whatever happened with her, you caused it. So it's like you the enemy and she over here dealing with the enemy. But the enemy's supposed to be somebody who's supposed to come and help her. What in my first storyline says the Judas, because you is considered a Judas. If you supposed to be helping her and then you do the opposite, you are Judas. So you was a Judas to her. She thinks she calling for help and she get a Judas, somebody who actually don't even want to help her. So I'm going to draw another storyline. Reading. Thank you, universe. Thank you. Lead me to the cause, universe. Because so far it looks like this man, either you saw her out in the street somewhere before, somewhere. You noticed her. She don't know you. It don't say she know you, but you might have saw her somewhere before. If you ain't see her out in the street no kind of way before, you just was looking at her right there that night right there, or you saw what kind of neighborhood, I don't know where she lived, you might have saw what kind of neighborhood she was in, because it say it's picking certain people. Oh, well, she poor, she black, she a mother, oh, she needs some money, let me see if I can get some money, I can give her some money to do what I want to do, let me see if I can offer her some money. So that's what it's looking like in the first one. You don't want her to tell on you because she refused. So you couldn't jeopardize her going telling on you. Now that's what my first storyline says. And you did hear something in your system, period, to go with it. So the police department who hired you, the police department, the city, or wherever you at, any of them, especially the police department, they need to be sued. I got that when I was doing the one that I did yesterday. God gave that to me in my mind. They need to be sued. Why? Because they should have checked you out good to make sure that you could be on the force. If they knew you had all kind of problems, they shouldn't have put you on, because Miss Massey would be here today. So it's really their fault also, along with yours, that they hired you knowing you was a ticking time bomb, because that's what God called you, a ticking time bomb. You know what that means. You can go off any time, right? So they need to be sued, because her children need to be taken care of, because their mother was taken away. You don't know what all finances she is going to bring in for her children throughout the rest of her life. It was stolen and snatched, her life. And who hired him is partly responsible, because they already knew this man's history, because you hired him. You're supposed to check people out. Now let's just see. Lord, tell me some more about the situation with this officer and Miss Massey. Tell me some more, universe. Tell me some more, universe. It's jumping out. What is this peeking out? Something peeking out at me right here. What is this? I found the love of my life. This came out. This came out in the other one. I am looking for the right home. He might be somebody who was planning on getting married to somebody. Maybe he don't want his whoever he got to know that he was flirting. unless Miss Massey found the love of her life. Get what I'm saying? Let's just see what this one they jumping out. This what I said in the last one, and it's coming out now. Thank you, Lord. Look, I said this. If you look at the one I did before this one, I said it at the beginning. I was saying this card, if this card should come out and it comes out with this storyline, this man was sadistic. He needs soul support. Okay, universe, let's just flow. Okay, here he is. Look at him. He wanted, these are light green. He wanted to seek revenge on the Negro. She was Negro, for those who don't know, okay? He was going to do what make him feel better. Look at the card. And what make him feel good. Look at the cards. I don't know where they lived at, but wherever they lived at, right? He did something strategic, right? Because this is Miss Massey's card. I see it now. God, what's next? I see that he's sadistic, God. I see he racist, God. I see he flirting, God. What's next? Follow me? She wanted sensitiveness and softness. Follow me? He looked at her as, you are not exempt, Miss Massey. Follow me? Miss Massey had to take heed to what was calling to be seen by this officer, by her, and heard by this man. She wasn't exempt. She had to see what needed to be seen, what he was doing, and listen to what he was saying. Follow me? And don't ignore it. Okay, we got pain right here. She is in pain, or she is taking pain medicine, or he was taking some kind of pain medicine. Because it's a drug card. It's a pain pill, though, right? So we have right here that he didn't realize that she is a genius. He thought he was one, though. He was soaring for wealth because he is trying to get paid. So this one is, I want what I signed up for. So this came out in the other one. So this would be Miss Massey's card. I want what I signed up for. A policeman. A helper. Right? Because she was nesting. She want what she signed up for. She signed up for a police to come there to help her. He wasn't acting like what she signed up for. This man was flirting. Okay, I hope my stomach don't growl. Feels like it's going to. Let's just go. Universe, you know all about it. Guide me every step of the way to finish Miss Massey's storyline reading. As far as this man, because so far it looked like he was flirting. He had that body cam off because he felt, oh, she in a certain neighborhood, or whatever it is he thought about, whatever he thought about black ladies in general, or whatever his mind was thinking, because it's the picking card coming. That simply means that he's picking certain people. Black, poor, mothers, whatever he was picking. He wanted to seek revenge on the Negro. She wasn't giving in. Or she said something he didn't like, or whatever it is. He wanted to seek revenge. You not revenge me. Thank you, Lord. Which way? This one? Whatever this is. Let's see what this is. Okay, I'm hearing that song that I hear all the time on the radio. What is it? They're not like us. They're not like us. I'm hearing that song. They're not like us. They're not like us. Okay, you heard me say that song, right? I heard that. Okay, so we got God's number of grace. God was giving Miss Massey grace. My stomach growling. It was challenging because he wanted to get a windfall. He is trying to have his way. Okay, we got the drinking. We got the drinking juice or drinking whatever. So she might have been or drinking water, whatever it is, passing the masses. So I feel it's not her card because she wasn't outside. She was in the house. So he passed whatever he been passing all throughout the day, a bunch of people, because he was in his cruiser, his car, riding. He passes by a lot of people, right? Drinking whatever he drank. It don't have to be whiskey. It could be whatever he drank, okay? Water or whatever. Okay, let's just see. Okay, let me just see. Gotta check something. let's just see. We have right here that for the best option for Miss Massey, she had to have no more conquests in love or in business. For her, for a better future for her, because somebody was copping and was down in her. Follow me? So look at this card back to back. Look at this card coming behind it. Look at this card. Look at this card. See that? So we had somebody was copping. So with the copping is a drug card, we know, but I want to take it another way. I want to take it as he was flirting. So he was flirting. Instead of saying the drugs, I want to take it to flirting, because I didn't see no drug cards in the first one I did. Well, you know, somebody was used to take pills or drink or whatever, anything like that, or he assumed she did some kind of way for some reason. So I don't know if he ever met her before or whatever for him to even think if she took drugs or drink before, unless he met her some kind of way for him to even assume that. I don't know. But anyway, we have right here that somebody was copping and somebody was downing. So I got to go with her, with he was copping as far as flirting with her, or he might have asked her, did she have anything, if she took medication. How do we know, right? But I'm just going to focus on he was flirting with her and she was down at him. That means saying no, or whatever she is saying. Whatever you would say if somebody flirting with you and you don't want the advances. Yeah, this coming behind it. This is her card though. It say getting high, so we're going to change it. Right? She was confused. Something was going on with her mind at the time. She was confused, or something was going on, whatever it was. Right? At the time, period. Anxiety or anything, right? It don't have to be where she is getting high, but this could stand for something going on with you. You're confused, you're anxious, or whatever. It depends on whatever it is with the person, whoever the person is, and whatever's going on with them, right? Whatever it is makes you a certain kind of way. So this card gonna come out for it. So if she wasn't getting high no kind of way, she could have had anxiety, confused, overwhelmed. It could be anything, because it's something that messes with your mind. Get what I'm saying? So whatever it was for her. So I feel she had anxiety, feeling a certain kind of way because she thought somebody was outside. And here it is right here, calling for help. She thought she was going to get a windfall, I guess, as far as the police coming to help her, but they did everything but that. She got her cell phone for help, because God said call for help. So we have right here that we got numbers, could be part of anything. License, door number, birthday, court date. It could be part of anything. Children's birthday. It could be part of anything. My stomach growling. I'm so sorry about that. She didn't know the cause of this officer's anger, this deputy, right? So we have right here, he was upset in the house or out the house. So I'm going to say in the house, because out the house, I saw just a still shot of the video with her standing there, so it don't seem like he was mad about nothing, because she wasn't doing anything. But in the house, evidently, where the camera wasn't shining, maybe, and before that officer came in, all of this might have happened where he was upset, because it's an upset card. You walk in and you upset, you steaming hot with this card. So we have right here, he is keeping his options open, this deputy, right? So he had some woman, he found the love of his life, whoever she is, but then he flirting on the side. Miss Massey had no more time for that. She has been responsible for herself. Get what the card just said, right? Okay, let's see if anything from over here from Miss Massey universe and this deputy. Yes, and like yesterday, he's gonna say that it was self-defense. Yeah, right. You gonna plead self-defense. How about her self-defense? Anybody got the right to protect themselves, even against a policeman if you're doing something to them. Nobody's supposed to stand there and just let somebody just do something to them. I don't care what you got on. You don't get to just do what you want to do to somebody. They're supposed to just sit there and just allow you to do something because you wear a uniform. Come on. Come on. That makes no sense whatsoever. So a lady gonna sit there and let you rape her because you got a uniform? I don't think so. She gonna fight for her life like she fight for any other rapist. Get what I'm saying? So it don't matter who you are, because you shouldn't be disrespecting people and mistreating people, and not think that you can do that because you got on a uniform. Oh, I got a uniform on. I can just do what I want to do. I don't think so. God said I don't think so. You wouldn't think you wearing certain kind of clothes that excuse your behavior, but God say not so. I don't think so. I don't excuse your behavior. You ain't no better than nobody else. You are not exempt. Not as far as God. Maybe with man law, with man, but not with God. So this is a God channel, and God is going to handle you, sir, the spiritual way. And the law going to handle you the way they handle you, the justice system. If anybody in their right mind, if they even look at the video, or if they don't even look at the video, they just know that you just shot Miss Massey in her face. If they don't even look at the video, that sounds terrible. Why would you shoot her in her face? For what reason? I mean, really, what's this all about? She called you for help. If you're not going to be a helper, you need not be on the force. One more. Okay, here we go. Let's see what this is. Okay, look at these two. You looked at her as a liability. It's transparent. You looked at her as a liability because she could tell on you. Either that you was begging her for some kind of drugs, copping, trying to get some kind of drug out of her if you think she took medication, or because I see that on here, or you're flirting, because I got to keep it with the flirting hard because I don't want something to flirting. Yes, you're getting a reading from myself, the Brass Love 1, Healer to Row 9. Okay, let's just roll through. Tell your story, Miss Massey. Tell your story. Look at that. Manslaughter. Yeah, he committed manslaughter. He moved fast on it and committed manslaughter. Here's God again. God brought this out already in the other one. Here, God bring it back out. It was insane what you did to Miss Massey. God said you owe an insane apology to Miss Massey. First of all, she in the spirit, and to her family. And right now it's time that you open your mouth. Don't say that you're sorry, though. You need to say you shouldn't have did it and you was wrong because you meant to do it. So you'll be lying if you just say you sorry. Say you shouldn't have did it and you was wrong. Okay, Lord, give me some more for Miss Massey. Give me some for Miss Massey. Miss Massey, come on this table. Miss Massey, come on this table, Miss Massey. On this table, Miss Massey will show something in this video. Miss Massey, make your presence known. Let me see if I see her. Let's see. Let's see, Miss Massey. Do I see her? Let me see. Make your presence known, Miss Massey. Let's see. Okay, let's just see. I'm not nuts, people. So you might say, this lady crazy. No, I'm not crazy. I want Miss Massey to make her presence known on this computer, in these cards or whatever. I just want to see something from Miss Massey. Tell your story, Miss Massey. Look, the sounds of Miss Massey weighed this man down. He didn't like her talking. I don't know if she was yelling, her fussing, or whatever. He didn't like it. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. He looked at her as a wanderer because he was a policeman, remember? So she is the lower class. She the wanderer. But he was a wanderer. He needed to put in some sensitivity because opportunity struck right here. Where's that card? Right here. Opportunity struck. And he took the opportunity. So if she took medication, he might have asked for some of her medication, right? If not that at all, strike that, right? But he definitely was flirting. Period. That's not going to be struck because that's what he was doing. Opportunity struck. And he wanted to blame her after a while. Blame her for what? She didn't want to give in to his advances. One more. Okay, God said one more. But it's coming out. Because here you go again. He picturing it a crazy love. Not with her, you not, sir. Not with her, you not. Go get your wife. Go get your fiance, whoever you got. Not with her, you're not going to use her. No, you not. No, you not. Oh, you want to picture a crazy love with a black lady? I don't think so. You're not using her. It's not slavery time, sir. You're not going to use her and think you can kind of like use her for whatever your personal. No, I don't think so. Court papers going to be coming. Accept them. Some court papers is going to be coming for her some kind of way, or it's going to come for him. But he in jail, but still court papers can come because he in jail. Because he filling his time in detention right now. That's just fun. Okay, she's going to get her hair fixed up and go dancing, have some fun, or he might have told her that, or whatever, anything like that. That's just fun. You know all about it. You know all about it. You know for Miss Massey. You know all about it. You know for Miss Massey. Miss Massey, tell your story. Tell your story, Miss Massey. Here he is. We must talk. He was trying to talk. Trying to get her to give in. Trying to offer her money. He thought she had pretty eyes. Look at this. Here she is, Miss Massey. No weapon formed against me. It don't say prosper, but I like to say that because it's in the Bible. Here she is. No weapon formed against me. Chew on it, my friend. So it's like, you hear me say, chew on it, my friend. Chew on it just simply means think about what I'm saying. No weapon you come against me with is going to prosper. Get what she's saying, right? No weapon that you bring against me is going to prosper. Think about that. So she's talking to him because some kind of way they said that she said she rebuked him. So put that with this card. Put it the same way. I rebuke you. Get what I'm saying? Put it with that. Because she was an earth angel lady and God wanted her to speak to the millions. And her story will speak to the millions because she on the internet through her death. And that's not good though. Because God wanted her to speak to the millions being alive and using her voice to speak out to people, to help people. But she being able to speak to the millions through death because she was murdered. And so her story is going to be out there for people to see. She is an earth angel. God had plans for Miss Massey. So we have, after we move in, then what? So I got to change this around. Maybe I can change it around all the way around and just focus on try to make this officer, right? Let me just flow a little bit. Because he might have some woman he got home, or whoever he got home. So let me change it around for Miss Massey for a minute with him. Don't eliminate the word love for a minute, right? I'm going to turn it around for this storyline. He found somebody, right? We're going to say Miss Massey, right? I found somebody. I'm looking for the right house to find somebody to take advantage of. Get what I'm saying? Because that's what he was doing. Right? So here, we're going to throw this one in there. I'm going to turn it around for this storyline. I have to, right? After we move in, then what? So I got to turn it around. After he walked in her house, then what? He walked in her house. You saw on camera. I saw him walk in myself. He walked in. After we move in, then what? After I walk in. So he walked in. After we move in, she walked in, evidently went back in the house, and he went in her house behind her. Follow me? So we have right here, this, I've got to twist it around because of this storyline. Are you divorced or we playing house? So I got to turn it around. So this simply means when somebody is married to somebody and they trying to make moves on somebody or move with somebody. So for him, I'm going to say he walked in our house behind her, right? And then he tried to flirt. Get what I'm saying? So either he a married person or he a person who taken or whatever, but he trying to play house with her. Get my drift? For all grown-ups that know what I'm talking about. He tried to make some moves on Miss Massey. This man. So we have right here that is remarkable. So we got a stepdad or an adopted dad. So I'm going to put this with either he was dealing with an adopted dad or stepdad, or he is to somebody's children, or she had one, or she is dealing with one, or as far as her own children, or he called himself trying to be some man on the side or whatever. Oh, your children need clothes. I'll buy you something. Get what I'm saying? For grown-ups, whoever you are looking at me, you should be 18 and over, grown, right? Right, so he's going to be paying for his actions, though, right? Because he's acting like it's love. Then this simply means, and this storyline is, he's going to be paying for his action because he is acting like it's love. That simply means he's acting like he's a peace officer and he cared about taking care of Miss Massey and making sure she was safe, but that was a lie. But he is going to make sure she paid for her actions because he felt like she didn't show love. Get what I'm saying? Because she spoke up for herself, that means she didn't show love. Get my drift? She didn't say what he wanted to hear. She was going against him, so that didn't show him love. So he had to make her pay for her actions. It wasn't all about race. Believe me. This man we got a race jumping right out. So definitely race was in it. Look at the race. You see it, don't you? There's a race card. Race always going to be here. He need to get a grip, though. So we have right here that thoughts were swirling in her mind at the duplex at her house, right? Because here we have he grabbing on her some kind of way, or trying to grab her or anything like that. Where's your money? So I got to turn it around. He tried to offer her some money. Follow me? He's looking at what's superficial and what's a cabbage breaker. Well, let me see how much I want to give her. I don't want to give too much. I don't want to lose a lot of money. Get what I'm saying? The next one is he couldn't control himself in his own skin, and we all know that because he shot her in the face. Follow me? She liked fashion. So we got the chokehold. So I don't know, actually. He put a chokehold some kind of way, or somebody did, as far as Miss Massey. Or something happened with him in a September. Chokehold. A real chokehold. A pause, a stop, a delay, a firing, something paused or ended. Get what I'm saying? Or a real chokehold. With one of them happened in a September. Get what I'm saying? Whatever it might have been. Okay, it was talking in her surroundings. Maybe during that time in September for her or him, or just in that house that night. We got 71, 17, number 1, number 8. Okay, so we have when was you going to tell me? I wouldn't have known that about you. So some kind of way, with this card, I got to turn it around for this storyline. When was you going to tell me I wouldn't have known this about you? I got to turn it around. Because she don't know this officer. She don't know this person. So we have to turn it around to I'm finding out that you not who you supposed to be. You flirting with me in here. And I'm getting to find out that you are like that, because I got to turn the card around with this situation. So she had to stand up, and she was standing up against abuse. This person trying to abuse by trying to get her to engage and offer her money. They are light green. Because she had a choice to stand up, and she stood up. And he felt like a score loser. So they was distant from each other. So I don't know if he saw her somewhere before, because it says he saw her plenty of times. So I don't know if he saw her somewhere outside or whatever, because he is a cop. So if you traveling and you live somewhere and you walk in here or ride in here, whatever, you can run into, or they can run into you some kind of way, or see you, or whatever it might be. So he saw her some kind of way. She might didn't see him, but he might have saw her. So we got money pending. So I don't know if she had some kind of ticket or something for court she had to go to at the time period, or where she had to pay some money for court for something, or himself, where that would just be his pay, money pending. That's money owed, or she waiting. She owed some money at court, maybe. I don't know if she had a car or not. I don't know if it was a ticket. I don't know. Let's just wait. Let me just say. I don't know what that right there is. Money pending. I can even turn it around to money is pending for the family. Because they deserve it. Because she got boys and girl kids. I can say that. So we got the twin. Right. So she might have 2 of them. I'm not sure. So let me just work this a little bit. Or he tried to make it where he collaborate with her some kind of way and make it where she takes some money from him. He could be a twin. Or it was 2 of them, 2 cops, maybe. 2 cops, maybe. I'm trying to wiggle this card for a little bit. Let's just say he might have kids. They might be twins. He might have twins in his family. I'm trying to see. He tried to be somebody on the side to her or something like that. Let's just say chew on it for me. That means think about it. I heard that before. So he asking her whatever he asking her, and he want her to think about it. I heard that before. He might have saw her before, and he might have been flirting before, or he might have been flirting in that house. Well, he was flirting in that house. There's no might in it. He was. I heard that before. Look at him. So we have right here, he absorbed or she absorbed. So we got a great grandma. So I don't know if a great grandma in the spirit of hers, his, or what's going on here with the great grandma, right? He wanted a joyous occasion. But maybe her great grandma was in her mind. Maybe she's seeing her great grandma in her mind at that time period. And her great grandma was telling her, don't settle for that junk. Right? Deep. So he wanted her to sit down some kind of way. Or she was sitting down some kind of way at one point. Because it says she a female. He sit down, or she sit down some kind of way. That's a lady card. She sit down some kind of way. Okay, so we have right here, she wasn't going to be no hermit while he shine. She wasn't going to be the hermit. He wanted her to be a hermit while he shine. So in this storyline here, she opened her mouth and said whatever she is going to say back to him, if it was some kind of fussing in there. Or he was trying to have it where he tried to offer her money and have her be somebody on the side, or whatever he's trying to do here, because that means you got somebody hidden. You're trying to make somebody be hidden, or make somebody be beneath you, or anything like that while you shine here. So he's trying to weather things out. Let's say your person. He's trying to weather things out because he had whoever he had. He got some person, whoever he got. So he's trying to weather things out. But God said she had to be herself. Do some meditation. Got 1991. Okay. This man either is on the down low or he just down low and dirty, because in my storyline I just did, the one before this one, it said a person is like got some female ways. He might look like a man, but he got some female ways. Get my drift? You see what this card say, right? So he is down low and dirty, or he on the down low. He was wondering if he could trust her, because some kind of way maybe she could tell, or whatever. She could tell that he is, or whatever it is. I don't know. Set it or whatever. I don't really know. So we have right here that she might have saw him somewhere before, and he didn't want her to tell him. Who knows? People do all kind of crazy things. We got number 8. God said he committed a senseless act, and he gonna boo-hoo. He's getting arrested, but I think he already arrested, right? Because she was wondering if she could, is it her? Let me see something with this one. Let's see something. He was wondering, this a male card, so she is wondering if she could trust this man, because she made a gesture because she is tired of buffoonery out of this man, this deputy, right? Is your ex trouble? Because she is going to go get somebody was going to go get her. So I don't know if she had an ex some kind of way, ex-partner some kind of way, period, who was coming her way or came her way or was outside of the house or whatever. I just don't know, right? That ex that was trouble, that was hooked to her, that was going to come get her or come her way, or this is the deputy. He is going to go get it. That means go get her, and he is trouble, right? And he considered an ex because she no longer alive. So anything behind is an ex. Get what I'm saying? So we have, I cry for you and know you are mine. The power to stay, to hold on is slipping. So if she had an ex, her own self, the person missed her or something like that, right? If there's anything like that, right? If not an ex, if she didn't have an ex in her life, somebody who loved her, cared about her, that wasn't in her life no longer, somebody that cared about her, this going to be the officer, but I got to switch it around for the officer. The power to hold on is slipping. I cry for you and know you are mine. So we're going to say with the officer, the power to hold on is slipping, means that he can't help himself. He's going to flirt with her, and he feel like he want to have a chance with her some kind of way. He feel like, wait a minute, oops, I'm sorry. He feel like she is his because he feel like he in control anyway. He felt like it's his game now. I'm tired of the games. It's my game now. I'm tired of the games. Look at him. He want to flirt. He want to make happen what he want to make happen. Right? Very soon. And he is going to travel for love if he dare. Not real love. But for to try to take advantage. Because it was premeditated as far as him knowing what area he was going to, or he knew something. Right? Some kind of way. Because God says right here, he aimed for it, and he was sneaky about it. So he had some plans. He ain't had plans to go murder her. I still say that. He ain't had plans to go murder her. I don't see none of that in here that he had plans to do that. But he definitely had plans to go and try to shackle her down with this card. Ring her doorbell. Get what I'm saying? Knock on her door. knock on her door or whatever, and he wanted to shackle her down, as far as like get her to give in to him his advances or anything like that. But he did have her stuck because he had a gun on her at one point. So she might have been saying no to him at one point. I don't know. No, or whatever she might have said, because she had to check her eyesight as far as what she was seeing. And she might have was saying no after a while to something that he was saying, or just no to him flirting at least 3 times. But the camera wasn't on, so you didn't get to see that, none of that. He needed to check his eyesight. And that's all you hear him say is she's picking up the pot. If that's all you hear him say, you don't hear him say nothing about I was flirting with her, I grabbed on her, or whatever. Because he put his hand on her some kind of way, because I see the arm card. So if we got an old love interest of hers that might wanted to come in her life again, if so, if not, just strike what I'm saying with this card. But I gotta say the card. If she had an old love interest that was interested in her again, whoever he is, he wanted to bring back tomorrow. That simply means make things like it used to be, get together again, let's patch it up, let's try to work on things, anything like that. But she would want to know if he got sticking power. Can you stick in here with me? Can we really make it? Get what I'm saying? So with this cop, at the door seemed like she was cordial and nice or whatever at the door, I guess. And they was getting along good right there, I guess. And he might wanted her to act like that inside the house, but after a while, it turned another way, because some kind of way he was being disrespectful, not respecting her, saying what he was saying or doing what he was doing, and it changed up her attitude. He wanted her to have sticking power, to stay just being calm, collective, cordial, or whatever he wanted, but it wasn't happening like that. She changed up. We dealing with night, so some kind of way it was nighttime, maybe when this happened. He was trying to offer money, follow me? Or he was trying to make money himself, because he a policeman. That's his job. Here it is coming out again. He was a mastermind, because here's a mastermind that created a shockwave in Miss Massey's life. Let me move these cards. Miss Massey was, I gotta put this one out. Miss Massey was feeling protected. Ooh, what's making me feel something? I felt a little something like that. Is it gonna rain, Lord? Why do I feel it's gonna rain? Let me look. Yeah. I don't know where that come from. Did it rain that night? Or maybe it's just the emotions I feel for Miss Massey. Okay, maybe that's it. Let's see, Miss Massey, tell your story. Miss Massey was feeling protected because these supposed to have been officers she called to help her. But it turned out a whole nother way. Get what it's saying? There was a book of lies in her head to make her feel and think that these people was going to protect her. It was a book of lies. It's like when we get a lot of stuff in our mind, we built up over and over the years or weeks, and we make it true, and it's not true when it's all over with. Get what I'm saying? This was a book of lies that these people was going to protect her because they did everything but that. This next one, I gotta say this right here. Okay, we got the adoption card. Adoption can sometimes be a monster. So this officer, this I could say detective, this deputy, he might have been adopted, or if he was raised by somebody else, or he got his own parents, but whoever his parents is, they didn't show him deep down love. You heard what I said, right? Or if it's none of that, we dealing with, this is his police department, that he being adopted, he being taken in, he being hired, he's in that group of people, so they like family. Get my drift? But he became a monster being a part of that, or he was a monster period already, right? Or being one made him a monster, or he was one already. Get what I just said? He blaming things on, oh, well, my police department made me like this. Oh, because I'm a policeman, this is how I'm supposed to act. Or I was adopted and my foster mother didn't treat me right. Or my own mother didn't show me love. Or whatever it is. Whoever it is he blaming, he's a monster. Right? Let's just leave it there. Right? So I gotta take the rest. I don't know, some kind of way that, I don't know if, see, I don't know if she got a car or not. So I don't know if she had a ticket and it was pending. I don't know if, I'm trying to see, because it's a money pending card. Only thing I can see is the money pending. If it's not a ticket or something like that she might have had or whatever, anything like that. Only thing I can think of is it's going to be for the family, money pending. Because God wanted it to be a lawsuit. Here it is jumping out again, it's money pending. And the state or whoever it is need to send some money to the family. Because this man committed manslaughter fast. Like that Energizer bunny. He moved on it fast. God said, this coming out again. He owed an insane apology to Miss Massey, first she in the spirit, and to her family and her kids and everybody who loved her, mother, father, sister, brother, anybody, because now's the time. Because she thought she was going to get a windfall by having the cops come to help her, but it was everything but that. But he was trying to have a windfall too, making moves on Miss Massey. So, mister, you know you did it. You know it. It's challenging. It was challenging. She wasn't giving in. You ain't want her to tell him. Tell the truth, sir. Tell the truth, sir. Tell it. You don't get to take her life because you think she's going to tell on you. So what? You shouldn't have did what you did. You need to own it. Don't they tell people when they go to jail or go get interrogated in the room, don't they say tell the truth? Start with yourself. Tell the truth. You tell the truth. Start with yourself. You be that example. You change your identity, it won't work with your twin. This man was on a down low. You are the common denominator. Seemingly, she is seemingly special, Miss Massey. But she is dedicated to the wall. The wall for Miss Massey would be calling the cops when something happened. That's all I can see her wall would be. So she wasn't going to be silent, and he had a problem with that. She was going to do some talking. See, the power to stay silent card mean you're going to be a witness, you're going to talk, you're going to spill the beans, you're going to squeal, or whatever it is you're going to do. Follow me. So we have, she might like coral, he might like the color coral, or live around corals, or anything like that, him or her. He felt she left him out in the cold because she ain't given to him. But he left her out in the cold because he murdered her. She called for help and he did everything but help. So he left her out in the cold. He went full force to do what he did to Miss Massey. Period. Go on and grow your business. He's going to go on and grow his business and keep on moving along. Murder Miss Massey, blame it on her own self, and just keep on moving to grow his business to get higher up in rank. He was sustaining himself at shelter because she was at her own house, as far as I know of. That was her home, so this is not her card. He was sustaining himself at her house, so it would be shelter to him because that was not his home. You know, she know all about it. This man was flirting and he couldn't have his way. And he didn't want her to talk. We got number 14, number 41, number 5, God's number of grace, national. Man. It was a time out. Well, it was time for him to get out of her house, but he wasn't getting out. What was a time out period, some kind of way? He might have been seeing her some kind of way outside watching. You know how people be lurking and watching and seeing and noticing or whatever they doing. And you might don't even know they watching you or anything like that. Well, you might have met her before outside. I just don't know. Because just because you meet somebody don't mean you know them. I got neighbors that I know the person live down there and they say hi. I don't really know them people. I don't know nothing about them. That's all I know. They say hi. Some of them I don't even know their names. Get what I'm saying? She might have saw this person outside some kind of way. She might have said hi just because the person is an officer and that's it. But all the time this person thinking all kind of things in this person's mind. Summon her up maybe. It don't have to be that, but I got to take the cards all kind of ways. Okay? She had to be a be sensitive to him. She is being sensitive to him. She wanted the time out. She wanted him to get out. She is being sensitive. God was telling her, be sensitive, Miss Massey, to him. Talk nice. Because she wanted him out after a time. She wanted him out. Get out. Wanted to just say, get out my house. Because she might have went that route after a while. You want him out because he really shouldn't have been in her house. I want people to focus on why was he even in her house. He shouldn't have stepped foot in it. The problem was outside. He shouldn't have been inside. Think on that. Let that marinate in your minds. He shouldn't have been inside. Period. You lost yourself, but no more. It's okay to let him or her go. She's going to always know you love. So if Miss Massey had like an old love interest, any kind of old love interest, this will go with a old love interest. If not that, this will go with her children and her parents. But it can't go for now because, you know, this is fresh. So I got to go for later on down the road. This card will go for them. It can't go for now, though, because it's fresh. See what I'm saying? But if it's an old love interest of hers, this could go with the old love interest right now. It's okay to let him go. Person going to always know you loved him. Get what I'm saying? Because she lost herself back then with whoever this man was, but no more. Get what I'm saying? If it's an old love interest, right? But if I make it her family, it got to be down the road. It can't be right now because this is fresh. So God wouldn't tell them to let go of their family member right now while they're in grieving. This would have to be down the road. Get what I'm saying? In time, you know what I mean. So her soul was crying out for a conclusion, maybe for this man to get out her house, because God told her to be sensitive. Or if we take this to the cops some kind of way, she might have had some problems whenever with the cops before. I don't know. She lost herself back. That's kind of way. She might have had trouble with the cops before in her life. Don't have to be, but I can use it that way too. But she always liked the cops or whatever, right? And looked at them as the good guys maybe, or something like that maybe. But maybe in her past some kind of way she did something and caused it to be where she had to interact with cops or whatever. She lost herself during that time. If anything like that ever happened in her life back then, if there's anything as far as cops or whatever, she probably was brought up to respect them and things like that. Something like that. If it goes with even them. Back, something from back then. So we have, she had positive vibes. So this is stamping your name on. So really, so it could have been somebody in her life back then. She might wanted to marry, or she was married to, or something like that, where she had positive vibes about back then, and she had to leave behind if it was a love interest. Or we're going to take this to the policeman, where he was trying to have positive vibes because he is trying to stamp his name on it, and that is like complete his paperwork, get his paperwork done, complete what he called his assignment, or just trying to what you call it, is it, let me see something. Positive vibes. He want to stamp his name on it. Positive vibes. Trying to flirt with her. Trying to make that happen. So if she had like a love interest from back then who might miss her, right? Wanted her to get her mindset for the unknown and love to start over again. If it's anything like that with an old love interest, let's just flow. Okay, something could have happened in year 92. Or when she was 29 years old. Or we got the number. She could have, we got 9, 11-year-old, 9-year-old, or birthdays or whatever this could be. Okay, so we have 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 21-year-old. We got 38, 31, 39, 32, 29, 28, 23, 21. We got just a bunch of numbers. So we have right here that she spectated because some kind of way she saw something out the window and she challenged it as far as like hearing somebody outside. But then as far as this officer in the house, she challenged this person or an old love interest. Get what I'm saying? So she had to be unavailable for the old love interest because she might have let him dictate to her back then. But as far as the cop, she needed to be unavailable. Well, she was unavailable. She wasn't giving in to what he was saying because he was dictating. But God said, why you let him dictate to you, Miss Massey? Because she was challenging him. He wanted loyal. He wanted her to give in to what he was saying because he felt like he a cop and he's supposed to do everything, anything I said. But that's not so. She had to put him in door 3 jump. Well, that's what he felt like because he got let down. So we have right here that you're no better than nobody else. So she felt like he knew better than nobody else. But he felt like he was, I'm hearing top notch. He felt like he was top notch because he was a deputy, right? But you know better than nobody else. If it was done to you, would you say that? Now this would be Miss Massey. She was in her house, correct? So some kind of way, she is going to go to court. He is going to go to court. Or we got a jail right here. Or we got a lawyer or apartment building. Follow me? So we got right here the caption, the opportunity at the lighthouse, her or him. The lighthouse is drug treatment, Alcoholics Anonymous, church, rehab, and hospital. Either she went to one of these places some kind of way. Follow me? Before she was killed, or after she was killed, or however they did it, however this went. That's her card. So she had to take her power back. God says these are light green. Take your power back, Miss Massey. Get away from this idiot. God said he was an idiot. They light green. He's an idiot. God know him. So we got right here. She is going to get blood work done, or she did get blood work done, or anything as far as blood work, or getting a needle, any kind of shot, a vaccine, any kind of shot, or what you call it, an IV, anything like that, some kind of needle. So we have right here that let me see. If you're looking for love, it starts with your own self. So if she is looking for love, it starts with her own self. If she is looking for any kind of love, she had to get it from herself. God's saying. Right? So I'm trying to end it. Okay, Lord, give me some more from Miss Massey. Okay, I saw the angel card. Miss Massey is an earth angel person. people. I'm letting you know. Here it is right here. She was an earth angel person, Miss Massey, just like I am. Our earth angel person God has here to help this world become a better place. What Miss Massey did was probably peek out her window. If she don't have a peephole, she peeked out her window because she did hear something outside, they say, right? So she did some peeking somewhere through the peephole, out her window, or whatever. She heard noise. Like anybody else, when you hear noise, you might go to your window to see what it is. I know I do. If I got a peephole and it's coming from the front, I would look out the peephole. If I have a window, I'll go to the window. Right? Get what I'm saying? It's not any old little sound, but you know, something that makes it weird to get your attention. Okay, so let's just flow from this Massey. You know what you know about this young lady, this young mother. We're hearing it again. They're not like us. They're not like us. I saw the downside, so he wanted the downsides. So he wanted downsides. I just heard, they're not like us, and then I saw this card. He wanted downsides, because if he racist, you know he wanted downsides. Because he felt like they not like us. Get what I'm saying? He wasn't going to have no fear drops about this thing. He didn't care. He didn't care nothing about what he did. He wasn't going to waste no fear drops on Miss Massey, because he didn't care nothing about Miss Massey. Because what? They not like us. Get what I'm saying? That's what I'm hearing. They're not like us. Deep. She was tired of bowing down to him, I'm telling you. Controlling her, dominating, whatever he was doing, trying to make her submissive. She was tired of that out of this man. So he joined, whenever he joined the gathering, it could be court or whatever, or it could have been a group of people, a group of officers after he murdered Miss Massey. He joined. He was with. Let's just flow. I'm trying to end it because it says right here, we didn't murder. I just saw the murder card. It flipped. But anyway, yeah. This is what I just saw. Because he murdered Miss Massey. He murdered Miss Massey. I don't care how people try to dress it up. Manslaughter, this, that, or whatever. He killed, he murdered Miss Massey. Period. See this big word? He murdered Miss Massey. He killed her. He took her life. Dress it up and style it however you want to style it for the court system. He took her life away. Her family wanted to be like it was before she was murdered. Not before she went to the store. No, before she was murdered. So call it for what it is. Because we can put this where he going to court whenever he went or whatever. And now he wanted his life to be like it was before he murdered Miss Massey. Because see, he wanted his freedom. Oh, this coming to me. Getting my freedom. He think he getting his freedom. I'm getting my freedom. He thinking about, I'm living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden. He feel he living his life like it's golden. He is living his life like it was golden. I'm getting my freedom. He feel he getting his freedom. I'm going to say it's self-defense. I'm getting my freedom. Because I've been living my life like it's golden. Because they're not like us. He don't mind downsizing people look like her because it says that he was seeking revenge on the Negro. We got a man who got a racial problem, but that's not his main problem. He was taking something, snorting or taking some kind of pills or something. We gotta put some money down on that thing. Now, this another one. I'll put $1 million if I had it. I put $1 million, I'll lose $1 million on this one too. If I had $1 million, and you know it's a lot of money, I will lose it. That man had something in his system. Now, say he didn't, I will lose that money. Did anybody check to see if he was had some drugs in the system? Not where the drugs made him where he didn't know what he was doing, because he knew just what he was doing. But did anybody check to see if any drugs were in? Oh, no, that's right. No, because I guess you're not trying to go against him. That's only for criminals on the street, right? They the ones that you do all this checking for, I guess, huh? Not for people like him. So you don't check to see if he had drugs in the system, because you're not trying to go against him. Because you all are on the same team, so you're not trying to go against them to gather up no information and evidence against him, even though he is a suspect, like anybody on the street. People got to separate things. When somebody do whatever they do what they do. You can't still try to make them clean or make them this and make them that. No, they on the other side of the tracks, and you need to leave them over there and let them get everything somebody else will get. Okay? Yeah, he feel like, I'm getting my freedom. Yeah, he feel like he getting his freedom. Because he feel like he live his life. I'm living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden. Yeah. Put his name on another job so he can go put his name on another job. Let me just go put my name on another job. Just go to another job. Look at him. He created the walls of harm and safe. But Miss Massey created the walls of harm and safe. She called them to her house. She invited him in, or he came in his own. I don't know how it went. Did she tell him he could come in? Did he say could he come in? I just don't know. But anyway, however it goes, her safe spot would be if they stayed out of her house. That would be her safe. So him coming in, that made it where she created the walls of harm for her when she let him come in her home. The more she engaged with him, it was harm, really. And then we have right here the talking, fussing, or whatever happened, to be able to turn it off. With the fussing, be able to turn it off and don't keep fussing back at somebody, and just learn to walk away. But she couldn't really get away from this person because this person was law enforcement. He had a gun on her, and it was like she was just stuck in her own house. She is held hostage. I mean, not hostage. She is held captive in her own house. She was treated like a criminal in her own house, when really she wasn't a criminal. She was calling for help, but she was treated like a criminal. So marinate on that. Why is she treated like a criminal when the criminal is outside somewhere? Marinate on what I just said. Why is she being treated like a criminal when the criminal is outside somewhere? So why do he have a gun on her inside the house? Think about that. Simmer. Let it simmer. Why do we have a gun on her in the house? Really, why he got a gun on in the first place? Think about it. Let it simmer. Like when you're cooking your food, let it simmer. Think on it. That don't sound right, do it? I know it don't. Let's just say. Trying to end it. Thank you, Lord. So if Miss Massey say anything out to her children, or to her mother, or to her daddy, or anything in the storyline, or even in my mind, if you hear me say something, I will say it because when I was mixing the cards over there, when I mixed all of the cards up, I heard popsicle sticks. So she might have one of her children who like popsicles, or say popsicle sticks, or make things out of popsicle sticks, or anything as far as popsicle sticks. I don't know. Sometimes people write on popsicle sticks. Get what I'm saying? Because I heard over there when I was mixing the cards, popsicle sticks. Look in her things. Look in her drawer. Look in her things. Small things, though. Some kind of way, like any kind of paper, small, to see if anything written down, because it could be something written down that can help in her case, that got something to do with this person here, or whatever. She could have ran into this officer on the street before. Nobody knows. He might have threatened her. Nobody knows. That's all you know is the interaction you see on camera right here, but he not sitting saying that he even know or he met or anything. He just acting like he acting. I'm hearing stoic. He just acting like he acting. Like her life was nothing. Because remember, he don't have no fear drops because he felt like, oh, well, maybe it need to be some downsizing anyway of people who look like her. Because remember what the song says? They're not like us. Get what I'm saying? So he feel like they not like us. Oh my goodness. Dang. Oh my goodness. What is going on? Dang. What happened? My girl just all this ripping. Okay. Dang. Look. Maybe he wanted to just rip apart. He wanted to just rip. Look. Black, ain't it? You see my glove black? He wanted to just rip her apart, right? Look at that. With her feelings, her emotions. Because it just was like a little piece and then it just went wow. Yeah. Yeah. Let it simmer. Why was he in her house? He shouldn't have been in her house, period. Because the intruder was outside, not in her house. He shouldn't have been in there. If anybody, I haven't heard anybody yet say why he was in her house. He shouldn't have been in it. He can either ride in his car or right outside. He shouldn't have been inside her house at all to even see her pot. He shouldn't even been in her house to see her pot of water. Get what I'm saying? The intruder was outside. So why is he inside? The question that you should be asking is, why was he inside? What is he in her house for? The intruder was outside. Their business should have been done out on that porch, and she shut her door. Once they looked around her house and told her they ain't see nobody, her door should have been shut. Get what I said? Once they looked around her house, her door should have been shut. Okay, thank you for coming out and shut her door. But it ain't go that way. He's stepping in her house and he shouldn't even went in. Find out why he went in her house. If you can get the answers out of him. But you probably won't be able to get them out. So God bringing them out on the table. This man was flirting. This man had something in the system. He might even was asking her, did she have anything, if she took medication. You heard all three things I said, right? Don't rule out nothing I said. Because everything I say come from God. If God don't want the storyline on this computer, that something's wrong in this storyline, God will not let it upload. If it go on my computer and upload, you can take God's word. Because that man had no business going inside her house. His partner going around the corner, he might have told him go around there and check things out, and he went inside to make his moves to flirt or to see if she had anything or whatever. One or the other. This man was up to what he was up to, especially flirting. Now let me try to end it. But the family has to, look, he right on top. Look at that, right on top. I tried to spin it, but it still was there. The blue-eyed brother, that stands for cops or leaders. He wanted to strip search. Strip search means robbery or patting down of. So he wanted to pat down or rob Miss Massey. Right? Follow me. So we're going to take it away from he wanted to rob her. He wanted to pat her down. He wanted to put his hands on her. Because look what's coming next. Look what's coming next. This is Miss Massey. I'm not a slut. Look at him. He want to try to make some moves in secret with Miss Massey. Get what it's saying? Okay, let's just see if I can just, he's supposed to be filling out that paperwork and going on about his business, but he was trying to do everything. But that he wanted to take his best shot. Let me take my best shot to see if I can make some moves on Miss Massey. Right? But then he wanted to take his best shot because he shot her in her face. To plan his fortune. Because planting his fortune is him gaining money and making money at the police force. So he feel like I'm doing my job. Because what is you going to tell them? Oh, well, what did you kill Miss Massey for? What did she ever do to you? What did she do to you to deserve to be shot in her face? What did she do to you, mister? Nothing but refuse your advances. Or she can tell that you was asking her if she took any kind of medication. You was asking her for medication. You was flirting. You was on the down low. And what else is it? And you was racist. What else? You didn't like the idea she turning you down. You don't like that because you feel superior. She don't turn you down. Who she thinks she is. She black. Who she thinks she is turning me down. I can't have her going telling my boss, telling them that I was flirting, telling them I asked for drugs or whatever it was you was doing. You can't have her doing that, right? Because you don't want it to get back to this woman you got. If you got a woman home or whatever, you want to get back to her. You want to get out to the department, to the neighborhood, because she definitely was going to go to court for you. She was definitely going to go somewhere and report you. She was going to do that. So we got everything that wasn't on the body cam on this table. And some stuff after the body cam, I guess, is on the table. Because really, you had your body cam off and it shouldn't have been off. The reason why you got it on is supposed to be for your protection. But then it's for the people's protection to whoever you go to see. But it's mainly for yours to make sure that it's recorded what people do to you. But you felt comfortable. You didn't turn it off. Went in without it on. That means you didn't want something to be seen and you felt real safe. Your life wasn't in danger. You had it off. You weren't afraid of her no kind of way. So if she picked up that pot of water, either to move it to another burner or picked it up to defend herself, that's what she did. So if she threw it at you some kind of way, that's because you was doing something to her. So she is defending herself. Like anybody would defend themselves against anybody. So it's self-defense for her. So she the one should be saying self-defense, not you. Because that's all you had to do was step back. What people usually do, if some water come at you, usually you back. You jump back from it. You don't just sit and shoot somebody. You jump back. You move back. You walk back, or however you do. You get out the way of it because you see it coming. You don't pull out your gun and decide, oh no, I'm going to go shoot the person. Or after the person threw the water at you or whatever, you decide you're going to go and shoot the person because the person threw water on you, or if any water even got on you. I don't even know. Did they check to see if you even had any water on you? Was any water even on you? People got to stop making up excuses to murder people and call it justified. No murder is justified. None. No murder is justified. Oh, well, she had some water she threw at me, so that means her whole life's supposed to be taken away. Well, what about all these kids out here that play with water, throwing a bunch of water on each other? Do that mean they supposed to hurt each other too? Because, oh, he threw water on me. What are you teaching kids out here? You teaching kids, oh, well, if somebody throw water on you, you can just kill somebody. That's what you're going to teach the kids? What kind of role model are you? What kind of role model are you? And your whole department, if they go along with that and feel that's acceptable to throw water, if she threw water because of self-defense or because of fear, because she was a woman and you was bigger than her, what kind of example is that for you to set for kids to say, oh, well, if somebody do something you don't like, it's all right to kill them? You're not a good role model. None of you, if you think that's fine and acceptable. Because the thing is, grown-ups supposed to be role models for kids. And that's something you shouldn't tell a child and make a child think, oh, it's okay because he did something wrong to me. It's okay to just go kill a person. Oh, because he stole my coat. All kind of nonsense. So you telling kids that it's fine to do things like that when you say this. Oh, she threw some water at me, so I killed her. What kind of stuff is that? Children throw water on each other all the time. Or even grown-ups can do it. I mean, what kind of stuff is that? How did that equal somebody's whole life being taken away from them? So we already know, I know anyway, and God know that it's more than that. Some water being thrown. And you know it too. So you just need to come clean. Like when you hear people in the interrogation room telling them they need to tell the truth, you need to start with the self. Start with yourself, you and your department. And stop lying, because my first storyline says a bunch of willing liars. You know what that means? People willing to lie. You telling people out here to tell the truth, you need to start with yourself. You be the example. You tell the truth. You was flirting. She didn't want you advances. You didn't like it. You was racist to go with it. You might have asked her, did she have some kind of pills, if she took medication? What all hooked on in this? Just tell the truth. You arrogant. You sadistic, God says. You got all the stuff going on with you. You on the down low. But God definitely said you down low and dirty. You was down low and dirty to do that to this young lady. Because right here it said you took your best shot. You made sure it was your best shot. And your best shot was to murder her. You meant to do that. That was intentional. Murder mean murder. It should be called first degree murder. It really should be. Because you intentionally went over and just did what you did. It was intentional. It wasn't like where it was an accident. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't even self-defense. But you're going to claim it's self-defense. But it wasn't even self-defense. And it wasn't an accident. You meant to do it. You was cold-blooded. You was cold-blooded. Because you was the center of attention. Or you want to be the center of attention. Or you feel you're the center of attention because you're a cop. Are you the Leo sign? Or you a fire sign person? You're just going to take action and do what you wanted to do. So you thought you can do just that. Oh, I can just tell some lie, spin some story around and say whatever and blame the victim and act like she nobody. Because remember, you look at her, it's like, you don't care about people that look like her. You need to downsize on them anyway, right? Okay, let's just see. I'm trying to end it. I wonder what you know about it. Miss Massey, is there anything else you want said, or you want me to say anything else to your children, to your parents, or anything? Okay, she said he is stubborn. Okay, he is stubborn. What is Walbrook, Miss Massey? What is Walbrook? I'm hearing Walbrook. I don't know what Walbrook is. Walbrook. Something about Walbrook. What is Walbrook, Miss Massey? One more. Stop. Okay, here we go. What is Walbrook, Miss Massey? I don't know. Walbrook. Let's see. Walbrook. Walbrook. Miss Massey. Tank. Did Miss Massey go to, I don't know, do you have casinos where you live at? Like where you can go gamble or anything like that? What is this I'm looking at? What is this then? If it's not a casino, what is this? What is this, Miss Massey? Because I heard tank in Walbrook, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. If it's not what is this place? What is it? Somebody trying to I'm going to stop for a minute because it's making me think. Somebody trying to I'm hearing experiment. Let me just see for a minute. Let me think for a minute, because I see her in the it's like a room, but it has like, that's why I say I don't know if they slot machines or what that is. I don't see nobody else though. That's what I'm trying to see. What is this? I don't know, maybe did somebody do some studies on her or something like that. I'm trying to figure out what this is. What is this universe? Miss Massey. I don't know, it's some place. What is this place, Miss Massey? What is that, Miss Massey? Okay, we got in the middle of the night. I mean, it don't have to be the middle of the night. Let me not say that. Whenever it was, the AM. Any deterrent that caused her dysfunction, she had to get away from. And that would be this cop, or more than one, or whoever it was. Because here's the, don't doubt the person you still have life. This will go with her family. Because this officer was becoming unboxed, unhinged, upset, while stuff was being charged against him, stacked against him. So she was saying whatever she was saying, but then when he go to court, things going to be stacked against him because this man had a lot going on with him. He had a sheltered mind, and she had a false imprisoned mind. He wanted to use her as his lifeboat. He wanted to use her as his lifeboat because he was getting paid because of her, because he is a policeman and she is a citizen. So really, she paid his pay him. Let's see. Or he wanted her to use her as his lifeboat because he wanted to be able to make her somebody he can kind of be seeing on the side, have his way with, because he had his mind on her for some kind of reason. Follow me? I recognize, oh, this is a lady. I want to see if I can like have a fling with or whatever this man was up to. Or we can take this card to an old love interest of hers, whoever he might have been in her life, somebody from back then, who recognized he want to come back to her. An old love interest, though, not the cop, right? I'm separating it for a minute. Who might wanted to sit down with her, was ready to sit down, listen to some old music, and think about old times. Anything good like that. If it's a love interest. But if we dealing with this cop here, he is there and he is vengeful, the cop. The old love interest might have been calling her or wanted to talk to her. She might have said, for what? Whatever his name is. So we have the cop right here, wanted to control, dog chain, control, keep her down, dominate. She a conscious thinker, but spelling it will only help her. So she did her talking to whoever this cop is, right? The deputy, right? Here she is, she's scared with this man, right? Call someone, do it. So she didn't pick up the phone no kind of way when the cop was there because of the intimidation, because the cops is the big boys. Follow me right here. She dealing with the big boys, and she is an antelope to the big boys, to this cop. More than one of them. Okay, so we got an uncle right here. He an uncle, she got an uncle, or anything as far as an uncle. You're shining. What about the uncle? Let me think for a minute. Either we got an uncle of hers, or uncle of her kids that's shining. Or we got something about the cop's uncle. Or the cop uncle think that the cop is shining because he going up in rank or whatever's going on here. Something about an uncle, or we have an uncle in the spirit. Let's just flow a little bit. I don't want to stay on it long. Whoa. Here's a she-bear, woman in charge. Go get her. Woman about business. So she is a certain kind of way. Unfortunately, he is dealing with her, right? She wasn't giving in, and he had a problem with that. So we have, we must continue to function as a human. When you don't let the past go, you refuse the future that God has. So God wanted her to function as a human and let go of anything in the past that wasn't any good for her, right? So she can usher in whatever God had positive and good to come in her life for the future, right? And that would be an old love interest if the person didn't treat her right. Or old ways of being her own self. But if I turn it around to the cop, to the deputy, he needs to let go of different things that is for him being racist and think that black people is beneath him. Because she needed to gain clarity in any situation, and she was, right, as far as this situation with this trying to find out who was around her house. So that's why she called in the first place. But then while she was in the house, after the cops arrived and stuff like that, she was trying to gain clarity inside the house. So we have right here that tension started to brew. Tension brewing, they like green. And death was the last result for Miss Massey. Because he was going to get happy because she was gone for good. Now that's his side. Now let me turn it around to her. Tension was brewing. And the end was the last result. So if he would have just left her house and just went on out about his business, because she is trying to bring clarity to a situation, and if he would have just left, that would have been the end of him being in her house, the end of a talk and everything else, and he just get out because tension was brewing. She would have been happy. She would have got happy because he was getting out, and the end to all this talking or whatever, that he was gone for good. But if it's him, you heard what I just said, right? She is a mother. They say slim in nature, but she could have been any kind of look any kind of way. They say brown hair, but she could have any color hair, right? So we have right here transporting of drug or infection. So we have the transporting of drug actually mean that you taking some kind of drugs. Now you can take medication, and that's still considered with this card taking drugs. If she on medication, or if she not on medication, transporting of drug or infection. So the infection would be anything like COVID or romantic infection, right? Or we talking about transporting a drug. Transporting drugs means selling drugs, taking drugs, or anything like that. Or somebody giving you drugs or however. So this card is in here. Follow me? So we got between 9 a.m. 9 p.m. Something might have happened. So we have she absorbed to see if he was genuine, or he absorbed to see if she was genuine. So if she took any kind of medication herself home, she might take it between those hours you heard me say. Get what I'm saying? Or he might have took something before he even got to her house. Anything like that. So we have we got the portal again. So that's television, any kind of social media. She on, he on, or whatever. June was the last resort, and it was for Miss Massey because she is on social media. Because it was a countdown to recovery for her to get the situation ended, but he didn't seem to want to get out of her house. I don't know what this man's problem was. He shouldn't have been in her house in the first place. This was personal. It was personal. It was personal. Countdown to recovery. Deem was the last resort. This was personal. Okay, if she dealing with like a person from her past, she didn't want to be a placement. She wanted to make sure if she had a ex person that she cared for, she wanted to make sure that he cared about her if she let him back in her life. If she had anybody who was trying to come back, she didn't want to be a placement. Get what I'm saying? So if we not dealing with no ex, no kind of way for her, we taking it to the cop. The cop wanted her to be a placement, like I told you. That means this cop wanted to try to use her on the side to give her some kind of money or something to have his way with her. Like I said, he didn't really care about her. Follow me? So we have right here, is my mother my real mother? So he might have been adopted, might have been raised by somebody, something going on with somebody's mother. right? Let's say no person, not somebody's real mother. So, we are true friends. So if it goes with an ex of hers or something like that, the ex and her are true friends, but she decided she was done with the person some kind of way back then or whenever. So if we ain't talking about an ex, we gotta take it to the cop. The cop, looking at the cop as, or policemen in general, as we true friends, because people look at the police as they like their friends, they on their side, so you call them like your friends, right? We are true friends. That's what it's made out to look like, right? But she decided no, she done, no, we not true friends. Or she decided and looked at that we true friends, that you're a policeman, we supposed to be on the same side. But he decided, no, we not true friends. He was done with her, showing her we not true friends, so he murdered her to show her we not true friends. I might supposed to protect and serve, but I'm not going to protect and serve you. We not true friends. He had too many things to stop him from doing the job the right way, like it should have been done. That's why you shouldn't be on the force. Who needs people like that on the force? Really, who needs them? You don't need somebody on the force. You don't need a doctor who's not going to give you pain medicine and make you feel bad and all. Who needs people like that? Who needs them? Really, who? Okay. Anything else? Miss Massey. Miss Massey. So Miss Massey, I feel with that water on the stove, the water was on the stove, not intended for the deputy, but either she was cooking something, or she had water on the stove because maybe she was going to fix some tea or coffee, or going to cook something, or she had it on the stove for whoever the intruder outside was. Yeah, for whoever the intruder outside was. Because if she ain't had no kind of weapon inside, you have to have something to throw on a person or do something if they bust in. Because that probably was why the water was on the stove. She might have moved it to the other burner, or she might have picked it up and she might have threw it. I don't know. I didn't look at the video to find out. But if she threw the water, she threw it because she was afraid for her life. So that's considered self-defense. But he gonna say he did something in self-defense. But that man had every opportunity to step back from that water. He really did. And once the water hit the floor, he could have went over there and just put handcuffs on her or whatever for what he called assault, and just took her in. But really, he shouldn't have been in her house. It wouldn't have went all the way to this extent. It wouldn't have went this far if he wouldn't have went in her house, because you got to focus on and marinate on why in the heck did he go in her house in the first place, people. He shouldn't have been in there. The problem was outside, not inside. He shouldn't have been inside. So you got to marinate on that. Why is he in there? And why is he trying to cause her problems? She the one who calling for help. You got to dig deep. You got to dig deep in a story, in a situation. Don't just look at that little bit you see on the outside layer. Dig deep and get all the way down in there. Why was he going in her house in the first place? He shouldn't have went in. If anybody on his apartment, any of them that's on the right side of the tracks, they should be telling you he shouldn't have went in, because he had no business going in, because the problem wasn't inside. It was outside. So he shouldn't have went in. He should have went around the house, checked, and if he ain't see nobody, he's supposed to say, okay, ma'am, I don't see nobody, and she's supposed to say thank you and shut her door. That's what it's supposed to have been. So this was personal, period. And that's all to it. And he got paid for his crime. Got a bunch of willing liars that's willing to lie with him. So they need to be in trouble too for lying, because they tell anybody else if you lie in court and you lie and all, you get in trouble. So they should be in trouble too. And that's just the bottom line. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else, Miss Massey, before I stop. What is this? This is just looking at me. What is this? Okay, there's a bleep. So, his job was a bleep. He was tired of his job. Tired of his job or tired of his station, one or the other. That job he got, period, being a deputy, or he's just tired of his station. Yeah. He's sick of it. Okay, let's just see. Okay, universe. Okay, let's see some more from Miss Massey. Tell your story, Miss Massey. Anything you want to tell to your kids, anything sweet, anything to tell your babies, to tell your daddy, tell your mama, tell your sister if you have one, your brother if you have one, anything to tell them. Let's see if I can separate it, if there's anything for the family, whatever it may be. Miss Massey, tell your story, because it's your story. Maybe penny pinching, or he felt you might have been penny pinching that he can get away with trying to give you money to have his way. You by yourself and he feel he can just take full advantage of you. Any man would do that though. He didn't feel like you could be a star, you could be anybody in life. You wasn't nobody. He looked down on you. But he being looked down at. All about it. No more. Okay, here we go. Miss Massey. Every blessing to Miss Massey, Miss Massey's family, Massey's kids. So here's your house. Okay. He wanted no more inks. Or on 911 they asked for the house number. They wanted, yeah. And he wanted no more inks in the house because she felt help was coming. She had to stop thinking she deserved abuse. She wanted tenderness and sensitivity because she was the brown rabbit, Miss Massey, in the middle. She was in the middle. It was two cops, I think. Or it was the 911 people, her, and the cops. She was in the middle, though, the brown rabbit, and she wanted to prevail. She's trying to prevail. How much would it take for this cop to leave this deputy? Because she was in her own home. She didn't have to leave anywhere. But how much would it take for this person to leave, whoever it was she heard outside of her home? She wanted to embrace nature. She might like the color green, but he liked the color green, or he wanted her to like the color green. That means that he wanted her to accept some money, get my drift. Because here he is. He was looking at her. He was looking at her as she looked like she was sweet, or he used to flirt with black ladies in general, or anything like that. Okay, so some kind of way when he was there, I don't know if she called 911 more than one time, or while he was there inside her house, some kind of way he was repeating himself to her some kind of way. Let's just go. She had to get away from the thieves, and he was a thief at that time. Her joy, her happiness, her life. He was a thief. She knew she needed to drop him. She knew she needed to get him out of her house, but it was kind of hard for her to get this person out because he was getting testy, and he felt it was his prerogative, but she also might have been getting testy, and she felt it was hers because she is tired of this person. Some kind of way she might have walked away in the house, walked away from him, and he was watching. Right? So let's just go. So here we go with he decided he wanted to cheapen Miss Massey's life, this officer. because he is going to take action, right, and go to a place God wanted him to go that was positive, and that would have been Miss Massey's house, but he made it negative because he chuckled about it some kind of way. He chuckled about the situation himself or with some friends of his or whatever he did, because he wanted to be, he pinpointed a problem some kind of way. Wanted to be a change shifter, but Miss Massey also pictured a problem. I mean, pinpointed a problem. That's why she called in the first place, because she heard some noise outside of her house or whatever. So we have right here that time spent. So the officers was going to come and it was going to be some time spent. So here we have right here that how long is going to be, how long it's going to take, anything like that with time spent with her. Get what I'm saying? Because the officer's there, and this is a card where you want to know how long it's going to take, where this lead me to, how long it's going to be, or whatever she's saying. Follow me? So we have right here is a mystery to all, that this cop had all these demons that he needed to confront, because he had a lot of them, because he might have been adopted. If he wasn't adopted, he just dealing with his police force, right? And that's called adoption, because he being raised, being controlled by somebody, like they're his parents. Training is like it's your parents. They tell you how to live, tell you what to do, and everything else, right? Well, finding my parents ever matter, even matter, right? Or he could have been adopted for real. Or this card in his storyline could simply mean that he need to actually just stop being controlled by other people, like the people in his department or whatever that's controlling him, and actually like be his own leader, right? As far as decisions he makes. Because we have right here that he was going to put his name on a job. Some kind of way he was getting away and getting another job. Or he going to attempt to try to do that after this or whatever. Because he knowledgeable. Well, she might was. I don't know with that one. This was life altering to Miss Massey and her family. But this was life altering, this situation, because it say do it again. So what he did again, he went and got another job. He felt like, I'm just going to go get another job. I'm just going to do it again, go get another job. But God's saying it's life altering, that he just going to do it again, right? Because he going to get ecstatic if he get another job, or he was ecstatic when he got this job, that he was able to get another job after doing something negative or whatever. Tick-tock, time was going by. Miss Massey wanted softness, decency from this officer who was taking pills some kind of way. He was going to have a look of confidence, right, to go look for another job, because maybe his mind was the one he wanted to look for another job, because he just was coping with the one he had. He really wanted to leave it. So we have right here, a time was mentioned some kind of way, so he might was going to go look for another job some kind of way. He might didn't tell anybody yet, or after he get out of trouble, he might attempt that. He wanted his cup filled by a man, so maybe by an employer or somebody, because he was power played, and he is trying to find his uniqueness. This deputy, right? So life itself was like a puzzle to this deputy, right? Yes, this flow. Well, he wanted his cup filled. Your cup filled means you want time, romance, or money. If he was on the down low, you know what that means. If he wasn't, strike that. Okay? So let's just flow. So we have right here, unfortunately, something didn't smell right. Because we have right here the loss of children. So the loss of children, so Miss Massey wasn't a child. This is a child card under 20-year-old card, but I'm just going to use it for Miss Massey anyway. Or I can use it for Miss Massey's kids, because Miss Massey's children is going to have to be raised by somebody else because their mother is not in place. Help stop the loss of children if you can. So if their mother is not in place, that's the loss of children, because they got to be adopted or raised by somebody else. Get my drift? Her children. But if I just make this Miss Massey for a minute, I usually don't because it's for people under 20, but I'm going to make it Miss Massey. I'm going to turn it around to her for a little bit. Help stop the loss of children if you can, because she is somebody's daughter, mother and father she had, right? Somebody going to move on it fast because it was negative energy, negative actions taken against Miss Massey, like the Capricorn sign, the devil energy, steal, destroy, and kill, right? So somebody was going to be chinchy as far as buying some perfume or buying something. So this man might have offered Miss Massey some kind of money. I'll buy you something. He was jocking. They say jocking. He might have a brother that's older than him. Or she might have a brother that's older than her. Or she might have been going to buy her own self something from the store and be chinchy about it. If not perfumes, just something, an item herself maybe. Or maybe she got an older brother. So we take it either way it goes, okay? Universe, you know all about it from Miss Massey. Okay? It's flattering, so what? Something's flattering, so what? As far as like maybe this man flirting, saying something out the way or whatever. Or something that was going to be bought from the store maybe or whatever. Let's just flow. So was I stolen from? No. So it says right here, was I stolen from? And usually when that card come out, you was stolen from, but somebody trying to make it seem like you wasn't. So we're going to go with Miss Massey's life right here. That Miss Massey's life was stolen, but the department, wherever he came from, they making it seem like her life wasn't stolen. They trying to make it seem like she did it herself, or whatever their thoughts are, right? But her life was stolen. But they trying to make it seem like, no, her life wasn't stolen by nobody else. She did it, or whatever they talking about. But God saying, yeah, it was stolen. Her life was stolen. Because it say, was she stolen from? Yes, she was. Either she got a female older cousin, or this man did. But it says that she can't serve two masters, or this man can't. Two masters. We know we got devil and God. That's the two masters. But being different just means she stood out. And she was adorable. So this man's supposed to protect and serve, but then he was serving two masters. He's supposed to protect and serve, but he was acting like a demon right here. He had demons. That's two masters. Peace is God. Demons is the devil. So we have right here, we got a grandma, his grandma, her grandma, or a grandma for the kids, or whatever this is, right? Sure enough, grandma. Something about grandma, let's just say. Maybe grandma's adorable. Or grandma saying, yeah, she was different, she did stand out, maybe. Let's just see. Okay, it's going to be a treat, some kind of way, maybe some kind of treat. Maybe grandma used to give her treats. Maybe grandma going to get her children some kind of treat. I don't know. Let's see. Let's just see wherever they live. You must go on with your life as you should. This would be for the family. After a while, they'll have to go on with their life and later on. Not right now. It's got to be later on in time. But this could be this officer. He was going to go on with his life as he should. He's just going to go ahead, murder her, and just go on with his life and just live his jolly life and be happy. but seemingly he thought he was the best, but God said seemingly Miss Massey was the best. These are light green. Because he wanted some pleasant times. He's going to go on to pleasant times and go get his mission. His mission was to go after Miss Massey at that time. But she wanted pleasant times. And her mission was going to be about having pleasant times. He is questioning her ability to be a star, to be anybody in life because she is black. He might have thought she was poor or whatever else he thought about her. So we have number 6, number 36, number 38, number 83. Okay, it was hyped up, the racial abuse against Miss Massey. It was hyped up with this man, this deputy. She is feeling protected. Strike that, I said it wrong. Okay, got to get help with addiction. So I don't know what's going on in her life. So get help with addiction, feeling protected. Let's see, it was hyped up. Let's see something. He had an addiction some kind of way, whatever the addiction is. If it's just to be a racist, because a racist card come up before that. He is feeling protected. He could be a racist. Nobody gonna do nothing about it. I saw the fly on the wall card. I should have left it there. Dead. He had tendencies, God says, for sure. It's a sure thing. He is feeling protected. He could be a racist, but God wanted him to put the brakes on it. Put the brakes on being a racist. It was hyped up. God said put the brakes on it. Deputy. Because shades cover up things, right? And emotions got high right here. Nobody get to see how he was being but him, because he had his camera off at the time. Himself, right, when he was doing certain things, and then that other one came in with his camera. I'm glad that other one had a camera to let people know really what happened to Miss Massey, because this would have been swept under the rug. They would have said she did it to herself, or whatever they would have said. It's my dad, my real father, So this man dealing with some kind of father stuff going on with him. Or his boss bossing him around like his boss's father or whatever. So he need to learn his lessons and being to express his spirituality to this world. But this is Miss Massey's card. She had to beam to express her spirituality to this world. Okay, duty calls for her to do that, right? It say your person, so her person would be. So we dealing with right now this officer. So we got to make the officer her person. We got to say the officer, he was going to beam to express what he felt duty calls for him to do. But God saying that she had to beam to express her spirituality, her godliness to this man, this deputy, right? Duty called for her to talk godly to this man. Get my drift? To beam, right? To express it, right? So something was touched and placed, and they said it was a pot. I keep hearing about a pot of water. So evidently she touched the pot, as they saying, and it was placed, or it was placed already, and then she touched it. Take it however it goes. Also, it could go where he touched his gun and he placed his gun. We can take it either way. Okay? She felt like she could count on the cops if she lose, because people feel they can call the cops and they can get help. Follow me? She been trying for a while. So we're going to take it where she been trying for a while, as far as maybe to get help at 911, or waiting for a while for them to come or whatever. But she thinking about she can count on them if she lose, anything like that. Unless it's a love interest she talking about right there, right? Let's just flow. So we have this man was sissy and tender. Sissified is coming out again. Tender and sissified. He might look a certain way on the outside. Okay, so she thought things was starting to look good because the cops was coming to help her, right? But he also thought things started to look good because he felt like once he killed her, his secret wouldn't be out, what all he was doing, right? So this would be for an old interest, love interest of hers if she had one. I love you, but not that much to be used. You will have to take me to dinner or a play and take me out to the movies or anything like that. So if we take it to this cop over here, we're going to take it, if Miss Massey said anything back to this man as far as some flirting, she said, well, I like the police or whatever, right? But I'm not going to be used by you. Get what I'm saying? Here he is. I'll take you out somewhere. I'll buy you something. Get what I'm saying? I got to turn the card for him. She might didn't want him to tell that he was gay, or he was going to tell people he was getting married. Okay. She pinpointed it and she complained about something as far as a situation, because really he shouldn't have been in her house. I keep saying he shouldn't even been in there. You got to focus on why was he even in her house. You got to focus on that part. Why is he even in her house? He don't need supposed to be in there. The problem was outside the house, people, not inside. He shouldn't even been in to see a pot. The pot wouldn't have got picked up if he wasn't in her house. The fussing, well, none of that would have happened if he wasn't in her house. He shouldn't have been in it. So she had anxiety, wondering if it's her fault, or he was telling her something was her fault. Follow me. So we have right here that it was a war zone, because he had a relapse, dealing with something judicious, had these feelings about. So we have right here that she wasn't going to allow the neglect of herself by this man. So we got either an earth sign person or just a devilish person, because we got the Capricorn again. Lay off. So he wanted her to do something that she used to do before, whatever she used to indulge in. So I don't know if she used to drink. I don't know if she used to take pills. I don't know. Or because this is something that you used to do before, this card. Or if it's just, see, look what's coming out behind it, a pill card. Pill drop effect, going in treatment. So she might have went in treatment before, for pills before, or he might did. Or we could take it as, see, she didn't want him to indulge. So she didn't want him to. I can't take it that way. It would be him trying to get her to do something. Okay, so we have right here, there's some kind of way she might have been in treatment before, because she took pills before some kind of way, if not that. And she went in treatment for it or anything like that. Or we got this cop. He took pills some kind of way, and he went in treatment. It got to be one or the other. So we have right here, it's never too much sugar when it comes in the form of romance. Okay, I forgot what lonely meant. So he trying to flirt with this card right here. He was talking about his lonely or whatever, or he thought she was lonely, thought she ain't have a man, ain't have a husband or whatever. So we have something was ran up to the bank account. If not the bank account, just charged up, period. So a lot of something was ran up, tickets, or buying of something, or money owed, or a tab or whatever. A tab money owed or whatever. I don't know, does she know this person? I don't know. Out of control. She don't know him, so it shouldn't be weird. Nothing ran up with her, with him. I'm trying to see, is it tickets, or he ran up a lot of money himself, taking pills, or whatever this is, what they're running up on money. That's a running up card. Or this could be, or if it's her card, it could be where something was ran up, some kind of bill that she had home, credit or whatever, I don't know. So let's see. Okay, you hooked yourself on and ran from your problems. It's easy to leave things to others and escape. So she hooked herself on and ran from her problems. It's easy to escape. So she hooked herself onto something and she escaped and she left things to other people. But whatever the situation is, let's just say, to a group of people, to a person or whatever. So God says that she is dealing with an idiot, a network of them. So this would be the cops right here. If this not the cops right here, this would be some kind of way in her past. If she used to take pills any kind of way in her past, she hooked herself onto somebody kind of way, and debts was being piled up. So if it's nothing like that, we gotta leave it with she hooked herself on right here with the cops. She is leaving it to them to solve whatever the problem she had outside, but it wasn't good, because God says that she is dealing with an idiot, and then it was a network of them, more of them to come. So we have right here that somebody was going to tell her, she was going to tell that she is getting married, or he is going to tell that he was getting married, or she is going to tell that he was gay, or whatever this is, one or the other. For everybody to know, for all eyes to see, like the card says. So, some kind of way he's back on, like he was on drugs some kind of way. He might have asked her, did she have anything, because she might take medication or something like that. He might have asked her, did she have anything, did she know anybody, or whatever he might have said. So certain things he might have said to her, and he thought things was going to go over smoothly, but it didn't. So he felt, I guess, after he did all of whatever he did in talking, that he went too far, and he can't have her going telling people. Wait a minute, I'll be back. Okay, we back. Miss Massey, is there something you want to say directly to your children, to your parents, to your children? Directly to your children, to your parents. I really care. I really care about you. I miss you. Everything's gonna be alright. She was forced. I was forced. She was forced. She was scared. I was scared. I was forced. She was scared and she was forced. Imagine if you was in her place. Anybody, imagine yourself in her place at that time period. God said this man couldn't control himself in his own skin. If you don't know what that means he was a ticking time bomb. That means he was out of control. That means he was full of demons. That's what it means. Because God says that. So God says that He had a lot of demons he needed to confront. People didn't even know he had all these demons. People, I guess, at his family or whoever these people he be around, his family mainly, because they probably just see him as little Sonny Boy, whatever his name is. I don't know what his name is. Let's just say anything for your children, Miss Massey, for your parents, for your children, anything, Miss Massey. Okay. Children. Okay. Stop. Okay. It's gonna be for the children. It's gonna be for the children. Let's see. She's tangled up in an environment full of G's, and that would be the cops. That cop was flirting with her, saying only you, babe. He had his mind strictly on her. Flirting. He might have been just talking first, but then he started flirting. Okay, it says right here that it was heart-wrenching for Miss Massey because he put Miss Massey out. This is a killing card. So we have right here that he didn't no longer wanted to impress Miss Massey any longer. He asked her, did she do something or will she do something? She felt like the stalking needed to end, and she wanted the end to come to it. She wanted him to get out the harassing, the flirting, get what I'm saying. But he decided to put an end to her because he put her out with the third card. She is going to be simply honest. And she's saying to her children, you light up my life. Follow me? So we have right here the next card. Children, pay attention to your visions and your dreams, because mommy might come in your visions and your dreams. Follow me? And actually just growing up and becoming a good person in life, right? Pay attention to your visions and your dreams. So we have right here that this man was half good and half bad, like a Gemini sign. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, whoever he is, this deputy. So we have right here that she is keeping her ears closed to something he was saying because he is flirting up here. She didn't want to hear that. I admit I did it. You're right. So she admitted that she did something, that he was right. So if they said she was sorry on the video, this would stand for she's sorry. Get my drift. If I heard somebody say she was sorry. So that goes with this card. If she say I admit I did it, that goes with I'm sorry. Get what I'm saying? Because she is keeping her ears closed to something that was being said. She didn't want to hear it. She is tired of it, and then maybe she gave in and said she's sorry or whatever she might have said. So we have right here that She was going to need transportation or anything as far as transportation to go to some kind of training, court training, counseling, or somewhere she's going to be going. Or he was going to have to, because he murdered her. So we have right here that she is a beautiful dreamer, Miss Massey. Yes, she was. But she decided she didn't want to put up with his crap any longer. She wanted him out of her house. She is going to see it for what it is. And what it was this man was flirting. I don't know if he a water sign or what, or Pisces she need to be aware of. Or she just telling her children beware of a person that's a water sign, or a person in their emotions, or whatever. Or if this man try to be emotional and try to blame things on her or whatever. He wanted her to be already available and say that she was sure. But she was available as far as waiting for them to come to help her, as far as help, but not as far as this man flirting. He wanted her to be available, get what the card's saying. And she wasn't saying she's sure. She was saying she was closing her ears to it. Get what I'm saying? No. So we have right here a time and date. He wanted a time and a date to be set that was honorable for her to say she available for him to be flirting with. Get what I'm saying? So he wanted her to act now, so we can survive, right? So you don't get hurt, or I don't get hurt, but she wasn't doing it, right? So I'm going to turn it around to the children. Beware of a water sign person that might come and try to get you in your feelings, right? Because you got to see things for what it is, because your mother was a beautiful dreamer. Yes, she was. And she don't want you to put up with any crap out of somebody who tried to come and make it seem like your feelings not important, or your mother wasn't important. Somebody who might want you to say you sure. Somebody wants you to be available. But also she's saying be available when it comes down to something honorable that's dealing with court and lawyers. Check the time and the date and be available, because it's going to be time to act, or now is time to act, or whenever the time comes, when the date comes to you, so we can survive. You can survive as a family. Okay? So somebody got to lay off the cakes, the tasty cakes. So we might have 2 girls. I don't know if she got daughters. I don't know. But it's 2 girls, whoever the girls is, whatever their names are. These are examples on the card. Sarah and Susan, they just examples. But it's 2 girls need to lay off the sweets, lay off the tasty cakes. Lay off the sweets. That's what Miss Massey is saying, right? Whoever the 2 females are in her family. Here's Miss Massey. It's kind of, my cards kind of like they are, but bear with me. Here's Miss Massey. I love you. Here she is, right? And here it is right here. She is dealing with a cat catcher with drain energy. So this cop right here is a person who can get a lot of ladies. Here, drain energy, right? Okay, so I'm going to take that as for her children. Be available when it come down to you have to go to court or anything like that, right? Because your mother want you all to survive, so we can survive as a family. Because she including herself in it too, so we can survive, because your mother's in the spirit. When it's time to act, make sure it happens, right? Okay, so we're going to see anything for your parents, Miss Massey. Anything for your parents, Miss Massey. Give me something for your parents, Miss Massey. Your daddy and your mommy, the ones who brought you here. You are your daddy's seed. Your mommy and your daddy. Give me something for your daddy and your mommy. Give me something, Miss Massey. You want to tell your daddy something, your mommy something. See, you are that baby. I don't care how old you are their baby, their child. One more. Okay, here we go for Miss Massey. Miss Massey, to your parents, Miss Massey. To your parents, Miss Massey. Okay. To your parents. Okay, anything else? Okay. Okay, here goes for Miss Massey. Stop. Okay, that's it. That's a wrap. These negative right here. What is the price of your life? What was the price of your life? I gotta talk for Miss Massey so I can make the card come out. So when you hear me say I'm talking for Miss Massey because I gotta make the card come out right. Dang, I'm feeling emotional. Goodness gracious. I feel it, Miss Massey. Whew. Let's see something. Let me see it. Miss Massey had to save herself no matter what. Parents, mommy, daddy, I had to save me no matter what. Because I got to talk for Miss Massey. I'm feeling it too. What is the price of Miss Massey's life, God says. So Miss Massey had to save her no matter what. So if she picked up some water to throw at that man, that's what she did. Because she had to save her. Because God wanted her to save her no matter what. Hear what I'm saying, right? Here's this deputy, Miss Massey, saying to him, don't force your ways on me. She don't want that on her being forced. This man flirting. Can I come out without you leaving me? So this would be this deputy. This deputy flirting, on drugs, on the down low, what was going on with this man. So he's saying whatever. And the leaving just simply mean he don't want her to tell nobody. He want her to go along with what he's saying. Follow me? Miss Massey has somber pain, and it was a sure thing. So let's go. She is dealing with a nut right here. This man was unstable, drug addicted, mentally ill, drunk, or something was going on with this deputy. She is going to be genuine with him though. Okay, this is to her mother and father though. Here, Miss Massey. I was crying out at the house, Mommy, Daddy. I was crying out. If you didn't hear me cry, it was inside of me. The cry was inside of me, but I was crying out at the house. She wanted her parents. There was a meeting place. The meeting place was her house, where the cops came to help her, supposed to be. It was a meeting place. Yeah, she had on certain kind of clothing, whatever she had on at the time period when the cops arrived. She had on certain kind of clothes, whatever kind of clothing she had on. Whatever kind of clothes it wasn't the kind of clothes she needed to have on for the meat place. I don't know what she had on though. This usually go with whatever you got on don't match with what you getting ready to do or something like that. So if you're going for a job interview, you shouldn't be wearing blue jeans and whatever, or whatever it might be. I'm just trying to use example. So something about what she had on didn't match with the meeting place. Follow me? Okay, here's your flowers. So her here's your flowers. Is you giving your parents flowers? Let me see something. The cops gave her flowers because they murdered her, but I don't know if she giving her parents flowers. Let me just take it for her for a minute. Here's your flowers, Mommy and Daddy. Let me just take it that way for a minute. Because he guilty as charged as it exists. Let's just see for a minute. Because he needed to yield for a second, or he wanted her to yield for a second. I'm going to say it like that. He wanted me to yield for a second. He was letting off everything inside of him on me. He was static, and he was still there. He wouldn't get out. Ducking would not help me. Follow me? because he was good and hot with me. I got to talk to Miss Massey for a little bit. Let me flow a little bit. He got a nerve. He is putting me on trial, asking me a bunch of questions. I just wanted to be happy again, to settle my mind. I needed a blessing from God. I needed a blessing from God. Well, you're going to get a blessing from God, parents. This the blessings card. She needed a blessing from God, but you need a blessing from God too. Because this man was interacting with drugs, and Miss Massey was interacting with pain. So we have right here that this policeman Mike was a workhorse and worked all the time and needed relaxation. Maybe that's why he was taking drugs. But maybe she was a workhorse and she needed relaxation. I don't know. I don't know what she knew about it. He treated me ugly as stink. For Miss Massey. So we have right here. He thought he was better than me, mommy and daddy. He thought he was better than me. He deal with the masses of people. He should have consideration for the masses of people that he deal with every day. But God wanted me to deal with the masses of people in the world because I am an earth angel. So we have right here, whatever day of the week he came in to get me. He came after me. He was animalistic to me. Fighting, dominating, controlling, trying to make me submissive. He got 2 names to him. Whatever his name is. I was trying to have jointness with him. He was the trailblazer because he was the deputy. I was trying to get along with the shared time. I wanted to get roped off. I wanted to get away. I wanted him to get away. Not number 4. Could have been 4 officers there when it was all over with. I don't know. Something about 4. I might have saw him before outside 4 times. I don't know what that is with the 4. He wanted to know if she was single. Okay, so she was a black lady, so we're going to say that that stands for her, unless he biracial some kind of way, I don't know. But we're going to just go with her that she is a black lady, or some kind of way she biracial, or somebody in her family or whatever, or she just a black lady. Okay, he wanted to stand front and center. We got some numbers, could be turned any kind of way, could be part of anything, from license, door number, birthday, court date, or whatever. He was wrong, and he need to reveal it, that he was wrong, what he did to me, because he rose to the occasion to beat me at my own game. But I rose to the occasion to try to beat him at his own game. His hair was different than mine. I was catering to him during the summer. This is summertime, right? The loss of a loved one. Letting go is very hard, mommy and daddy. But eventually you're going to have to let me go. Well, you had to let me go. So we got welcoming in. So some kind of way, he might wanted to have like some kind of lunch with me, inviting in for lunch or something like that. Or maybe both of you are gonna have a light lunch, mommy and daddy. Invite daddy over, invite mommy over, something like that. So we have I was gonna be doing my God's mission without love making. I was gonna be doing God's mission without love making, not being attached to no man. So we have this officer, he enjoyed other men, but she wanted out. So she saw this man was on the down low. She wanted out, leave me alone, get away, or whatever she was saying to him. Here he is. He wanted her to walk in his direction, walk his way, listen to him, or whatever he wanted. Where he'd be waiting. Wanted her to comply or give in or walk over or go along with what he's saying or whatever. Or invite him over or whatever he wanted. Trying to get everything said before that other officer come back in their house. But it was a tablespoon of char. That means attitude or disagreement that I had with him. Because I got to talk for Miss Massey right now. So it's going to be justice for sure for me against somebody who don't look like me, and I feel he is European. So we have right here that we got number 1. So he could have been the only one in there at the time giving her problems. So we got number 15, number 51. 300. So maybe it's a certain amount of people work at the police station. I don't know what that is. Well, let's just say he is running up my peace. I wanted him to get out now. I wanted him to get out. He's running up my peace. I was seeking everything in it and gaining much hope in it. He is walking all over me and gathering up information about me, or he did gather up information about me, or asking questions or whatever he must was doing. Well, he had done it already or whatever. Got number 9. I'm sure he did that. He gathered up information about me. He's walking all over me, treating me any kind of way. Got number 18, number 81. Number 9 again, so 9 and 9 is 18. Then we got number 10, whatever that is. Could have a 10-year-old, 8-year-old, 18-year-old, 19-year-old. 15-year-old. Let's just go a little bit. So we have right here, will I say no to marriage? So let's just, we got to turn this around. He wanted her to say yes to a fling with him some kind of way, or whatever he is trying to make something. It say merge, but ignore merge and just listen to what I'm saying, because I got to change it for her storyline. She didn't know this man. He wasn't no love interest of hers. Will she say yes or no to a fling? Because that's what he was trying to make, a fling or whatever he was trying to do. He wanted her to incorporate playful energy for an hour, but she wasn't trying to do that after a time when she saw he was flirting or whatever. So we have right here that she was groggy some kind of way, or he was, or both of them were. Because he is trying to plant a vision. His vision was to try to get her to give in so he can have his way with her. She is calming her pain. But she is walking that thin line. because he was gift seeking. But he needed to know how to filter it. But he might have felt like she needed to filter it. Watch her mouth, that is, right? So this is for the parents. I don't want to put no more and change it up because it's ending right here. He was gift seeking. You hear what Miss Massey said? He was gift seeking. That means trying to get something from her. He needed to filter it. He didn't know what to say out of his mouth. But he might felt she didn't know what to say out of her mouth. But he was gift seeking, trying to get what he was trying to get. And that was some kind of fling or whatever he was trying to make happen, gathering up information about her. So he might have been in there asking all kind of questions. Or he might have found that out before she even got there, because the 911 people might have said information already, or whatever it might have been. So this is for the parents from Miss Massey. And I did one for the children from Miss Massey. So this man, he's getting in trouble. Because he's guilty as charged. Everybody saw it though. Because really, this comes right in back of there. She had on certain kind of clothes. Whatever she had on is jumping up in the storyline. She is howling, talking, or whatever, fussing, or whatever at the house. She had on certain kind of clothes. Whatever the clothing was, it didn't go with this right here. For the police coming, she ain't have the right kind of clothing on. But if she is home and it was late or whatever it is, she might don't have the same clothes on she would have on early in the day. But it was a meeting place, and that would be the cops coming. And the cops gave her flowers. And the cop is guilty as charged. We can take it that way, because he abused his power. Like God says, he needed to yield for a second, but he didn't. Get what I'm saying? Because she is going to be genuine with him, because he was a nut, unstable. Whatever was going on with this man, high, whatever. She had somber pain. That was a sure thing, God says, dealing with this person. Because he's saying, can I come out without you leaving me? So he got to saying whatever he's talking, saying, and I guess flirting or whatever he's doing. And then flirting and leaving simply means without you putting me out, without you telling on me, or whatever this leaving in his situation means. So he said whatever he said. She's saying, don't force your ways on me. She don't want nothing to do with that. She only called him for help. She don't want nobody flirting and all that kind of stuff. But God told her the number one card, save you, Miss Massey. So if she threw that water at him, that was self-defense. Because God telling her right here, she got to save her. If she thought somebody was outside of her house and she called 911, she's trying to save her. Get what the card's saying? Save you, Miss Massey, no matter what. So she called 911 to help save her. If that water was going to help save her, to throw it on somebody who busted in her house, that was going to help save her. Because God given her permission. Save you, no matter what. What is the price of her life? And the price of her life supposed to be where she tried to save her life. But we have right here, what's the price of her life? When it come down to this officer, we got to turn it around. Because he's going to save him no matter what. Because the water wasn't going to kill this man. We already know. Only a little child 2 years old would probably don't know that water can't kill you. But they probably know water can't kill you. Not water just thrown on you. So he's going to save him no matter what. Not because the water was going to kill him. But he didn't want his secret out. All of this stuff he was saying to Miss Massey. He didn't want out. So he felt like, I got to save me no matter what. So I got to stop her from talking. So he's going to make sure she didn't talk. Look what the card says. It's going to save him. What was life to him, God says? What was the price of her life? And he looked at the price of her life as 0. Not even worth a penny. Because look at God. What's the price of her life? He looked at her life like it wasn't even worth a penny. Get what I just said? Because he's going to save him no matter what. I can't let her go tell my secret and say whatever. Because I'm here and I'm the golden boy. I'm the golden boy. I can't have her going talking and saying things about me. Okay? I'm here and I'm the golden boy. Okay? So it's going to be hard for you parents, mother and father, but in time, in time, whenever the time comes, you're going to have to start slowly letting go of what was and look at what is. But it got to be in time, though, because the loss of a loved one is very hard. Very, very hard. Very hard. So I feel that's it. Something for the children, something for the parents. Okay, I think that's it for Miss Massey. Thank you, Miss Massey, for talking out to your family. Thank you. Give me 10 cards for you. Give me 10 more cards you want me to say, and then I'm going to stop. 1. Oh, 2. 3. 4. 5. Miss Massey. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see for Miss Massey what they're saying. So let's flow for Miss Massey. So we have right here that he wanted her to chew on luxurious, this officer. He wanted her to accept money from him. He has stinky ways. He might have a brother. He might got 4 brothers. He might be the 5th brother or whatever it might be. He might be the 4th in his family or whatever. So we have right here that, oh, see, it's back to brothers. He might be the 3rd brother. Okay, he might be going to a carnival. He might have been to a carnival. He might have took her for a joke. He might have been a real clown. I'm trying to figure out, go with this right here. She had to go forward and get on her path. That's a path card. So we have right here, if she loved money, she had to save some money. Right? Do you love your wife? So with this man right here, if he had somebody connected to him, he was stepping out, trying to step out. He's trying to step out and flirt with Miss Massey here. She had to show that she could build her future and she on her fortune, but he was trying to also. So he wanted her to take a cup of desire from him. Get what I just said, a cup of desire. That's money, romance, or time. But God telling her, don't be in the background, Miss Massey. Be front and center. Don't be in the background. Don't let nobody put you in the back. Speak, voice your words. Because she had to have a clear mind because she wanted to be free. Free me. She wanted to be free. Free me. It's like somebody said, set me free. Free me. She wanted it to be where he quit. Just leave her alone. Free me. Go home. Get out, or whatever words. So we have that she had to eat something that was good for her and make it her middle name, like a healthy food or something like that. And she might have been making a wish or praying out to God because she wanted to be free, but trying to get away from this person here that wouldn't get out of her house, that was in her house, that was controlling her house. That's what makes it so bad. It was her house, and you got somebody coming in controlling your home where you live at. That's crazy. Where you pay rent at, somebody coming in controlling your home. That's crazy when you think about it. That's not his house. That's her house. He coming in controlling her home. She is going to get a lawyer. Circumstances call for, she is going to get a lawyer. But circumstances call for her family to get one because he switched up and he had a sharp tongue, this man, this deputy, right? She had to see what was right in front of her and see what was right for her. And that is, she wanted him out because she is trying to avoid this man strip searching her, taking off the clothing or stealing her money. So we're not going to say stealing money. We're going to say taking off her clothes because he was trying to flirt. We can't get away from this flirting. Okay? So why did she allow others to mold her? She had to not be molded. Because the cop think he the cop that pretty much you molded to listen and do everything they say. That means you molded. You molded by different people. Your parents, your teachers, your doctors, your whoever it is, you molded. And God don't want you being molded by nobody. Because her thoughts count. Get what I'm saying? Don't be molded by him, Miss Massey. Your thoughts count. You do not have to undress or anything for this man, no matter who he think he is. I think I went over 10, right? Did I say 10? I think that's more than 10. Oh my goodness, I went over 10. Some kind of way you was going to be going to the hospital, or you did go and you said thank you, or he was going to go. So here we have right here that the scarf, so this could be where the pot of water, I don't know if any actual water hit him or not, where he might have went to the hospital for it. I have no idea. Let's just see. I'm sorry, my sweet, my baby. Okay, let's just see. So he might have went to the hospital, or she might have went to the hospital before she actually got in this situation, or it might have been after he went to the hospital. I don't know. Let me take 2 more, and I need to just 4. How many? I need to take 4. Oh, that's 4. Because did he really even care? Stepping out into the night light would have said so. He could have been a fire sign. She could have been a fire sign. So his partner could have been a fire sign. He's stepping out into the night light. So it might have been night when he approached her, period, in the first place. But then he really even cared when he went there to help out. Did he really care? No, he didn't, because he murdered her. Because his mind was on. He had sexual tendencies. He was trying to let off his sexual tendencies, but he needed to have a clear mind. But Miss Massey had to have a clear mind, because he was going to be her downfall. Because she was going to complain if she went along with anything this man said, but she didn't. But he felt like she was his downfall because he complained because she didn't do what he wanted done. So it says right here that what you bring to the table, sing when you feel mad. So she might sing when she be mad about things, like church songs or anything positive. She might sing what you bring to the table. He might was telling her that he'll give her this and give her that, or whatever he might have been saying. Let's see. Sugarcoating things, trying to sugarcoat things, because he had plenty of ideas for his own fortune. right? Gaining money and all, and what all he was going to be gaining as far as his job, but God wanted her to just stay in God's presence. Be the God in you, Miss Massey, and take the reins and run with it. And I feel she took the reins and ran with it. He is God again. He is God. God coming back to back for Miss Massey. Universe, God, speak to me. Fill your spirit with a clear vision with Miss Massey. Both of these is God cards back to back. So I feel like God was in her mind a whole lot during that time period. God was in her mind a lot during that time period. Fill your spirit with a clear vision. Okay, that's it. I made it really long, but you know, it took me there. Thank you, universe. Thank you, universe, for the life of Miss Sonya Massey. Beautiful young lady who had lots of life to live. Children are raised, children who loved her, parents who loved her, sister and brothers, family who loved her, friends who loved her, and her life was just taken away. Going off of my card, this man did not even, going off the God card, what's the price of a life card? That's a God card. He didn't even look at her life as worth up 1 cent. Think about that. I know somebody who was murdered before, and it's supposed to have been for 2 cents. I never forgot that because I was young. He was 12, I was 13. And in the neighborhood, when we heard about it, it was in the newspaper, whatever they said, it got in the newspaper. I think it was in the newspaper. And they said 2 cents. You want to shoot somebody over 2 cents? Come on, take somebody's life. But he did used to joke a lot, the little boy. But it's just to think about it. You want to kill somebody over 2 cents. Think about it. But this man didn't even think Miss Massey's life was even worth a cent, 1 cent. Because God said, what's the price of a life? Thank you, Lord, for the blessing. The blessing Miss Massey brought on to this world, to all of her family members who loved her, and friends and people who truly loved and cared about her. Because this channel is about spiritual justice. And then when you end up on this channel, God is going to get justice for the victim, for the person who was mishandled by you. Because God is spiritual. Man's law is man law, but God law is God law. It's called karma. And God is going to make sure that this man pays spiritually for the life of Miss Massey. He is not going to get away unscathed. He's going to pay the price, whatever God's price is. This is the Brass Love 1 Healer to Row 9 here on YouTube. Peace to the family.